season where families got to come together. We can't be divided because of what the world got going on. But like I said, I'm going to keep one eye cocked on what the world is doing. I just want to keep up with where we at in the Revelations, okay? I want to keep an eye on that. So that's ultimately my thing. I'm not here to argue Trump or Kamala. But what I am here to say is don't be ignorant enough. I'm just here to, if you ain't heard it, I'm going to be on my platform saying it because you probably don't listen to certain people. Whoever you are, I'm just saying, go and look for yourself and make a informed decision. If I'm going to place, if you're going to go vote, put it where it's going to count. And the only reason why I would actually run to the polls and vote for Trump is because, Kamala, I'm not going to be able to do you. I don't want to do Trump, but I sure can't do you. Baby, you can't even talk. Now, I probably can't talk to what they might consider, but baby, you don't even know what day of the week it is. You might as well be Biden. He should have been in a rest home 3 years ago. You've been in office. And what we need to understand is, and this saying, cast your vote either way. All them illegals they let up in here, I'm all for feeding somebody. I'm all for looking out for people. But you better look at, they bringing in a new army. And for my darker melanated folks, be careful because we done moved to 3rd place. And Biden said that was gonna happen when they secretly recorded him talking to bobblehead Al Sharpton them before he got voted in, or it was right when he got voted in, I forget. But they secretly dropped their recording where he said, what are y'all here, basically, what y'all here meeting with me for? I ain't finna do nothing for y'all. What's finna happen is they finna come on up in here and they gonna outnumber y'all and y'all finna move to the next, y'all finna be last place. Well, I know that we're chosen. I know that we are above and not beneath. They know who we are. We're waking up to who we are. And they like, we be damned if we let you create the creation, you people who are made in God's image specifically. We not finna let y'all have nothing because y'all creates. Y'all makes it through stuff. Y'all strong. Janice, baby, you strong. You strong, baby. I felt her. I was so hurt by the way he was doing her. I had to get off of that, baby, because I want to jump through. Don't be doing that. But I'm telling you, the higher echelon people look down on the hood. I'm not saying people in the hood ain't doing something, but let's not act like they didn't have a lot up against them. That we don't have a lot that was up against us. Hey, Carol, sister, I saw you post you finna go back active, girl. I'm finna about to do the same. I'm watching this thing. So, congratulations on doing that, baby. It's about to be good in the real estate field, okay? So, but with that being said, like, I got 2 sons. And what I can't have happen is, Kamala, you would be you president, but when you was DA, you willing to let somebody be damn near murdered and you know you got the evidence, you withhold the evidence that could save their life. Girl, I can't play with you like that. I can't. But in the same token, Trump, you can't be touching on my youngster. And in the same token, Biden's in office and he already do it too. They all in the same boule or whatever you want to call it. They all a part of the same thing. But what God promised me is that he was my shield and buckler. So at the end of the day, whoever they select and put in there, I'm good. Long as I seek ye first and stay with my Father, this is a time where you better get to know him. You better get to know him. You better go on and get ahead of this thing. And make sure that you right with God. And I don't mean right by my standards. I mean right by what God say. And my Father said, come as you are. If you're traumatized, if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're aggravated, if you cuss people out, come as you are. Because you can't do the changing on you alone. I can't help myself. Because I will cuss you out. Lord, I'm sorry because I don't want to curse people. I don't even want to curse my life. Like, people will dissect and tell you who you ought to be. But what I understand is it is God who is more powerful than me. And if I go to him and say, God, I got to come to you like I am. Y'all, Linda, if you still on here, that video you sent me the other day, baby. I don't know if y'all saw this on Instagram, but dude was sitting up cussing with God. It's like a little cartoon, little video, like TikTok video or something. But it was in a cartoon images and stuff. And baby, he came in there limping with 2 black eyes. And I didn't hear when I played the video. I was really distracted by something else. So I only heard, I started listening when he had got out on the ground talking about, but Lord, you waiting too long. You just gonna wait till, you know, I'm dang near dead. And I don't give a damn. And he cussing and all that good stuff, right? And I'm like, oh my God, he's cussing with the Lord. And he even said that when I let it loop, and then I heard him say the B word, and God said stop cussing. Let me say this, and I can understand why we would be offended. I was offended by that too. But at the end of the day, God ain't sensitive like us. He can handle it. We always want to get front and center and be mad because people, listen, I'm not telling nobody to be so disrespectful that you cuss in your prayer when you talking to God. But one thing about it, God say he know our thoughts from afar off. So if that's what came out that mouth, that was already in your heart. And even when it ain't left your mouth, God know when you thought about it, because that's how you really feel. Some of us really feel like saying, God, I'm tired and I'm mad at you because you're not doing it. What is you gonna do? You gonna wait till I'm too old? You gonna wait? What is you doing? That's how you really feel. Because God, you supposed to be in control. But you wouldn't dare go pray and say that. So I'm not gonna judge people that actually open their mouth and go off like that. Hey, that's your creator. That's your father. He already knew you felt that way anyway. But he can deal with that. He can deal with that. And he can forgive you, and he can deal with that. And in that moment, it might be the moment when God touched that person and say, baby, I'm going to convict you now. You don't be talking to me like that. That doesn't mean that God is going to condemn them to hell. God is a good God. He'll meet them where they are. I've actually prayed with people, and when they jumped in and said, I'm sitting on the sideline, and allowed them to jump in prayer, because we done had this good conversation that led to prayer. And they was cussing, because Lord, not so much as cussing to God, but they hauled off and said something like, man, Lord, this shit has got me fucked up, and you know what I'm saying? But that's God's child. God know where to deal with that person at. At least they opened their mouth and told God the truth. And they came to him like they was. Let God deal with people on their language and their lingo. I know that's an extreme example, but it's the facts. Because whether you say it out loud or not, the reason why you not going to pray and going to God is because you really want to go off. But you'll go tell a friend like God ain't hearing you. You rather go talk about God than talk to God, because you feel like you don't know how to come to God. Come as you are. Just because somebody have mastered the art of praying don't mean that God don't want you to come to him. Come as you are. And I don't care if I'm not asking nobody to agree with me. But what I'm not going to do is let my sins and my shortcomings stop me from going to him. He'll deal with me. Let God deal with his creation. You just drop a little baby seed and let that thing be planted. He didn't even ask you to stand there and water it. He got somebody else to do that. He didn't ask you to even cover it up with the dirt. He got somebody else to come behind you and do that. So I'm praying for people, and I like to meet people where they are. Good morning, Sister Sherry. Congratulations, sister, on all you do. Saw your post the other day. People stay away from God because they're convicted by man. People don't want to go into church because they're convicted by man, and then they manipulated by man. I'll be the first to say that there are some great ministries and churches out here. And I'm also the first to warn you, the pimp is in the pulpit. And crowds of people like sheep led to slaughter are still in them audiences. I'm going to say audiences, because most of them got a show for you. They out there in the congregation, and they clapping and they laughing. And I'm like, OMG. God's word is real and true, because he told us this. So ain't no need in me being mad about it. God already told us this. Whichever way this economy in this world is going to go, I love you too, sister. Thank you so much. God already told us this. Get in the word and read it for yourself.